Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another review, but this time it's Les Mills Core 53. Now, if you get to see the masterclass video at any point, again, it is like the attack one, very zoomy, gets in their faces. Just be aware for when you do get to see it. But let's get straight into it. I feel again. Now with our warm-up 30-minute version, this song is called Feel Again. Now, the song's just kind of boring to me. Like, it just doesn't get my motivation up at all. Like, when I hear this, I think of it as a cooldown song. Like, I don't hate it, but I just don't think it really suits a warm-up. But you never know, someone else might like it. Now for our choreo, there is a lot of leg lifts to start with. Even when you add the C crunch, you're still doing the leg lifts, but you know, it works, so I'm not mad about that. And then the oblique knee drop with the single kick and the triple kick is really nice. I always like it when that's in the warm up, just to get those obliques going. Now there is lots of repetitions with this track. Like, you don't change moves very often, but there's nothing bad with that, because the more you do it, the more you're sort of warming up all the muscles rather than keep swapping back and forth and this and that. So that is really nice. And now something I do like is it does have the glute bridges in the warm-up here, which you don't really see very often, but I do really appreciate that. The last thing in this warm-up is the C crunch extension. I find it is a little bit fast for some people, but I would much rather it be at the end of the warm-up than at the start, like last time, because right at the start is way too much. At least you're like warm for the end. But yeah, other than that, it is a pretty simple warm-up really. And yeah, I don't mind it, other than the song. Now we got core strength 1, and this song is called Falling. Now again, similar to the song before, I just find it so boring. Like, there's not many words in this song, not motivating. It doesn't help you push through the track. Like, it just, I don't know. It just feels like I'm trying to relax rather than kill my core, you know? Now for our moves, the combo starts with 4 leg lifts on the left and 4 leg lifts on the right in the hover. Now that is, you know, easy, nice to start with. Then it goes to that combo, which I find is a little confusing, and a lot of people also find it confusing even when you really explain it. It's just the like circle to the plate lift in the side hover. People just get confused as to when to pick up the plate, what to do with their arm. Like, it just loses people, and especially because you're doing one to the front and then you have to go one to the back, so people can't even see what you're doing, sort of thing. So that's what loses people as well. They like to be able to watch, but I think it's a little bit tricky because you only do it twice on either side each time you come to it, so you don't really do it that much. But you know, it's just as confusing slow as it is fast, so it is what it is. Now, I do appreciate the jump switch in the hover with the leg lift combo added. That is a nice challenge, but yeah, for this track, again, pretty simple moves wise, because you're going between the leg lifts to that side hover combo back and forth. But yeah, it works well, and yeah, it's not too much of a push to get through, so that's good. And now for standing strength 1, this song is called La Verdolaga. I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway. I find every now and then Les Mills puts in these like different cultured songs into core, which I do appreciate, you know, a little bit of a change instead of the same stuff over and over again. This song it's all right, but it gets really, really heavy and like techno-y through the main chorus of the song. It goes from like a nice, easy start to the song, and then it just hits you like bang with that chorus, and it's like, whoa, but you know, it's not too bad. I don't mind it. Now I find there is a little problem with the start of this track. I find it's a bit difficult to hear the beat of the music as to when to come in for that move, just because, you know, sometimes you struggle to hear the music from where you are on stage, or even down on the ground, some people struggle to hear it. And I find it hard to actually figure out when to come in, but you know, that's not really a big issue. Now the first combo with the 2 steps over to the diagonal press, I like that. I don't really get the point of using the band for this one, because like I tried it and I was like, yeah, well, this is completely useless. But you know, may work for other people, but I think it's just use plates, but whatever. Now, even though the combo is called it's 2 steps to the press, it's actually like step together, step, press. So it's like a step and a half. It's not actually 2 full steps, but you know, it's not like that hard to understand. Even when you add the 2 presses in, it's still really nice. Now then, when you change that into the skip, I really like that. I think that's probably the best version of that combo. But yeah, I do actually really, really love that move, where the rotation really works the core. Like, it's really nice. Even the single presses at the end, great start. Now for the second half of the rounds, it is the zigzag parallel wood chops. Now I do really appreciate how it starts out really, really slow, because it's like this track is solely about control of the core. So it is good to understand the zigzag slow before you speed it up, because going from slow to fast, that's a really, really big jump, because some people struggle to even keep that speed with the zigzags up and down. Also, you have to be really, really clear with that zigzag up and zigzag down, because otherwise people will just stay in the one spot. But you know, this track is definitely on the faster side. Like, there's not really much slowness to it, but I don't mind it. There's definitely better of these tracks, but it's pretty good. I have a standing strength 2, and this one is called Ocean. Now, I'm not really a fan of this song either. Like, I find it just really heavy hitting the whole way through for no reason, but you know, it just doesn't sound good to me. And I've written that I will admit it helps me to not think about how bad of pain my legs are in, solely because I'm thinking about how bad the song is. So there you go. Now for our choreo, I do really like the lunges with the band wrapped around your legs. I've never done lunges with the band in core before, but you know, I like it. Lunges always work the legs great, even though they're not my favorite, but that's okay. And then when it goes to the lunge pulses, to the single leg squat pulses, like that is just amazing. Like, your legs are burning. It's great. Then you just have to be really clear to keep your weight on the supporting leg, because some people will tap down, you know, the back leg in the single leg squats and just put their weight on both, and that's not what you want to do. But you know, even if you keep the foot on the ground and keep your weight on the other leg, it still works, so that's really good. Now I can always appreciate a little side step. It's not too many of them, but you know, just keeping your knees wide, staying low, you still feel it. The only thing I've got a little bit of an issue with is the lunges with like the palm strikes. To me, that's just so like awkward. I don't know what it is about it, but something ain't right. And I don't know if it feels like I'm doing a weird version of combat or something, but I don't know. Not really a fan of that, but whatever. It's all right. I have a core strength 2, and this song is called Morph. Now, I really don't like this song as well. Like, it's literally the same beat, the same bit of the song over and over and over and over again through the whole thing. It's so repetitive, and it's got like barely any words. I just don't find it motivating, not enjoyable. really not a fan of this song. Now, however, for the moves, different things to say. I really like the side plank with the crunches, like that always goes good with me. And I actually really, really love the knee tuck to the jackknife combo. Like, I've never seen that before in it, but I really appreciate it because it works great. And most people generally can feel it working. I can see it on their faces, so that's a bonus. Now, I will just commend that it is actually really good for the level ones. It's not too hard of a move that they have to like pull it back to all the way where they cannot feel anything. It still works. Now, the kneeling windmill thing is a bit interesting, a little bit weird, but if you think about really squeezing down through it, it does work. So yeah. And the finisher for this one is the rolling plank combo. Gotta love that. Love little rolls in the side planks. Like, it is really good. There is a lot of changes through this track. Like, you're changing pretty frequently, changing sides, changing moves, but the transitions all work really well. It's not like you're going from like standing up to laying down to back to your feet to your knees. It all works really, really well. And yeah, I would say choreo wise, this track is actually really, really good. Love it. It's time to live it up. Oh, horse and carrots right down to Villa and rock chinchilla. Now, Core Strength 3, this song is called Wine and Chocolates. Little interesting name. The song is definitely a more normal song. This genre is not my cup of tea. Like, I wouldn't listen to this like song normally, but I will say it is pretty catchy, and it's definitely so far the best ones out of any of these. But like, yeah, it isn't my favorite. But yeah, I just find it a little boring, but that's just me. Other people like it. Now for the moves, we've got the Cobra Curl combo, and this combo I absolutely love. Like, it is amazing. I always appreciate when you add a little bit of bicep curl into this because you don't see that very often, so that's great. But it's not too fast, so it is a nice and like slow and controlled movement. Isn't too difficult to understand, but I really love it, and yeah, it works amazing. Now the Cobra pulses are always a great way to go as well. Like, I feel like putting the pulses in between the combo is just like a way to kill your arms even more. But you know, like, hey, as long as they're hurting by the end, that's the point. I would say the first half of this track is really good. From now on, it goes a little bit weird. The next move is the waiter's bow, which is, no, not bow, bow, waiter's bow. And to me, that is like the most awkward move ever. Like, I'm fine with keeping like the band up above your head, but it feels so weird doing it on your knees, and I don't understand I just don't get it. I don't like it at all. When you add the lat pulls into it, it's a bit better because you're doing something else with it. But without that, please just take that out. And with that move, you just have to be really clear about keeping tension on the band, because people will just hold it above the head and just literally do nothing with it. Like, you have to keep pulling it away so that you can feel that. But it ends out all right because the last one is airplanes, and I love airplanes, so that's really good. And it's nice and slow and it's controlled. So yeah, weird middle, good start and finish. Now we got the warm up for the 45-minute version, and this one is called A Little Closure. And this song is definitely better than the other warm-up song, I'll give it that. It's still not my favorite, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's a little catchy, but it's just meh, it's all right. Now for our moves, it starts off with the C crunch to the arm and leg extension out. And I find some people do struggle to go straight to the extension right at the start of the track. Like, this is when I feel like it's a bit too early because you haven't really warmed up much and you're just going straight to like scoops, and it's too much. But you know, most people can, but some people can't. But I do appreciate how it is slow, because if it's fast ain't no way. Now the oblique twist and pike combo is a little bit weird just because you're doing the 3 crunches to the pike, but then you have to stay on that same side again. You just have to be really, really clear about that. I am a little bit confused as to why they didn't just do each side, you know, swapping. They had to do 2 on the one side and then 2 on the other, but whatever. It does work at warming up your obliques, so that is the point of it. Now, I do also appreciate the moving hover, and you're not hovering for too long, so that is nice. I hate it when you hover for like way too long in the warm up. But then the ending with the knee lift and twisting is really good. I love that. And then even with the punch, great. Then the side lunge and reverse lunges, it is really good. I do really like that standing bit at the end, so yeah. Now for our standing strength 3, this one is called Lose Control. Now this song isn't too bad. It definitely fits this track well because, you know, most of the songs with these tracks are definitely more on the no words side. But yeah, it is pretty repetitive. I don't hate it, but it's not the worst. Now for the choreo, I do really like the triple punch row with that step back combo. It is nice, and you do it for long enough at that slower pace before it speeds up. So I do appreciate that because I hate it when people get lost through this track because it just gets worse and worse and worse. But if people understand from the start, that's really good. Now again, the burpee starts out nice and slow. People understand it. It is just a basic burpee, but it doesn't push people too much too early. But especially with the knee lifts added, I do really like that as well. Even when it speeds up, I do like it, but the problem is, like I've said in the past where I work, I'm the only instructor on the stage, so it's really hard. It's not that it's really hard. It's impossible to show the slow options compared to the fast options because the slow option is really, really slow compared to the fast one. Like there is no possible way to do both at the same time. So people either do what you're doing or get lost. But yeah, it is a really big difference. But I do actually really like this track. So yeah, if I had someone else with me, that would be amazing. Okay, for the glute isolation, this song is called Cockneys? No idea. But I'm just gonna come straight with you. I hate this song so much. I have heard it like I don't even know where I've heard it from, but I have heard it before, and it is the most annoying song that I've ever listened to. Like, I don't know what it is, but I really don't want to hear the song again. I just can't stand it. Let me know what you think about it, because I wish I could pull it out of my brain, honestly. Now for our choreo, it starts out with some side taps and then back taps with the band, and I do like that. Simple, not hard to understand. The second move, they call it a clam. I just don't understand why they don't call it a fire hydrant. It is literally a fire hydrant, and they say that underneath the move clam, but whatever, I guess they're just calling everything clams now. But it is great, and even when you add the circle to the scorpion, really good. Like, you can feel that. Amazing. Now, even the hip bridge with the clam is really good. Some people do struggle to like keep it on one leg for that whole time, but you know, that's fine. They're keeping their glutes up and squeezing, so they're doing what they can. But I would say some people find it hard to get on and off the ground with the band around their knees, which sort of then puts them off because they then get behind with things. So I definitely like it when you got the band around your knees, you stay on your feet for the whole time, or you stay on the ground for the whole time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would say that this track, choreo-wise, very good. Music-wise, I want to die. Yeah. Our last one is Stretch, and the song's called If You Come With Me. Definitely a nice cool down song. Nice to listen to, relax, enjoy it. And I don't really have anything to say about the moves. They're just good old simple stretches, nothing to be offended by. Now, I hope you enjoyed that review. Now, I want you to comment below and let me know if you think that lately the core music's just sort of on a downhill trend, because the last release I did, I really wasn't a fan of most of the songs either. So I know that Les Mills is more focusing on doing their own music instead of using already done music out there in the world, but yeah, I haven't been a fan. If you're a fan, that's fine, but I have heard things posted on Facebook and other things like that they are complaining about the music, so I just want to see how big of a spectrum that is. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. See ya. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer.